Thank you for coming and welcome. I'm Cher, the Shadow Walker. Join me today as we debunk demons, ghosts, spirits, exorcisms, hauntings, and we get to the heart of what's really happening, what really occurs, and more specifically, how to deal with it. So join me for my next live as we will explore all these topics and I will show you two specific cases that I have just looked into and I can show you what's occurring. Thank you. Spirits, ghosts, and demons. Today I'd like to take a look into what I deem as a misconception. Many hauntings are not hauntings. Many of those who have exorcisms done to their properties, to people, do not need them done at all. A failed blessing of a home was a blessing that wasn't needed. I know a lot of people are going to be shocked by what I tell you, what I say, but that's okay. When I clear a home, it's totally different than what you see on TV, than what you see some of those famous so called psychics that have gone into homes. A couple, one a demonologist and both deceased now, and one a psychic, and made a living off this, terrorizing people with their beliefs and the church's beliefs. In my opinion, and in my opinion only, none of this was necessary. So I've looked at a couple of incidents in Canada. One is in Saskatchewan and one is in Ontario. Ontario, it's a mill, and I'll get into detail about it on the show. And the other one is a camp. It was a religious camp in Saskatchewan, and both created issues. Were these places haunted? In my opinion, no. Why did they try an exorcism in Ontario? Should a priest have gone in? In my opinion, absolutely not. A priest was not needed. In Ontario, at this mill, there have been incidents of balls rolling uphill on a floor that sloped upward. The ball rolled upward. People have been pushed. People have seen ghosts of what they believe is the original owner, this John Beard, and they believe that he haunted this property along with, they believe that there was demonic possession. I do not. I want to debunk this with you. I want to show you what really is occurring and what needs to be done. And I'm contacting the proper people in that area that can do this. So some of which I cannot tell you because it has to do with a ban in that area, and that information will go specifically to them so they can do what they need to do. There are no demons on that property. There are no ghosts on that property. There are energies on that property, but they're not evil. And sometimes I get a little frustrated when I see the amount of people going, "Oh, I have a haunted house. This is what's happening." Or a haunted building. And I know that there's a lot of paranormal societies that go in and they will do their EMF readings and get readings on energies. And that's fine. I don't use that type of stuff. I know of it. I don't use it. I don't need it. I walk to a property. I don't even have to step foot on it. Sometimes I don't even have to go to the property. When I say I walk to a property, I can mind walk to a property, which means I can take myself astral projecting to that property and understand what's going on that property. And sometimes, if there are spirits inhabiting that property, they will come forth and speak to me. As I looked into the mill, I had such an event occur. And so I understand what needs to be done at the mill to clear it, why the exorcism failed, and why the psychics and paranormal teams have received the readings that they get while they're at the property, why some people have been pushed, why they've seen this ball roll. I'd like to explain it all to you and why they've heard voices in what they account as their words being used backwards against them. Interesting. I'd like to take that away too. A lot of people think that's a demon. It's not. It really isn't. I don't go into a place physically and have that fear. I generally will explain to people that you need to look at the property first and history. History, history, history. History of the land is key always in any type of what people deem as a haunting, a possession, a ghost. I like to look at the soil. I like to look at the rocks. And I like to know the history of the area. Most of that comes to me automatically when I go to a property or look at it. I get it. I know it sounds a little weird, or perhaps it sounds like I'm rambling, but I'm not. I want to be able to explain this all to you in a way that takes the fear out of it. It shows you why these incidents that people have, these reoccurrences of seeing things, of having things happen at both these properties are occurring, how it could be fixed, who needs to fix it, and why, in my opinion, and in my opinion only, a church should have never been called, a priest should have never been brought in. It's fine for paranormal teams to go in and investigate unless you take in with you a knowledgeable psychic who understands how to properly clear and how to properly remove, help pass on the issues that are occurring at this property are going to continue. Many times I have watched on television where they have claimed that there was demonic possession of a building. And I actually sit there and laugh and go, that's not what it is. That's absolutely not what it is. And somebody's making money off this, is what I say. In my opinion, that's what's occurring. I know when I was a child and we had our house cleared by a priest and blessed, and it didn't work, and it cost a lot of money at that time. That was in the 60s. And the second incident was the beginning of the 70s. And again, that cost money. And again, we were told that we weren't praying hard enough and we weren't religious enough. And in my opinion, that should never occur. When people need help, it should be free by a church. A church shouldn't be charging you. And a church should know what it's doing. And in my opinion, and in my opinion only, they are not the people to call. I'm just going to put it out there flat for you. Most of what can be done to heal the house and heal the property, I'd like to show you what you can do yourself. In my opinion, anybody can do it. In my opinion, you have to understand what you're doing. You have to understand the issues at hand. And once you get a handle on it, you can do it. And that is why when I look at numerous cases that have failed in what they call a haunting, which I do not call a haunting, and what they call a possession, I do not call a possession. A poltergeist, no. These terms that are put out there, the origin of them have been overused in unhealthy ways. And in my opinion, to create people to be more religious, to create people to be drawn to churches, and to feel like the only protection they can get is from a church, from a priest. And that is not what needs to be done. And that is in my opinion. So I'd like to show you these cases, and I'd like to walk you through what happened, why it failed, and what needs to be done. It's fascinating, it's interesting, and I'd like to give you a bit of insight into my gift, which people say is psychic, I say is gift. So, into my gift and into how I like to use it and into how I like to show other people that they all have a gift within them that they can use. And you don't need to pay money when you're already going through an event in your home that you can't understand, you can't explain, that is keeping you up, that is terrorizing you both night and day. Let's just kick it. Let's just kick it in the butt and let's just get rid of it and let's simplify it and let's take the spookiness out of it and the fear out of it. Fear is energy. It's a powerful energy and it does not need to be there. The energy you have to have is positivity and strength, and that comes from within. Everybody has it. Don't panic, people. You can do this, and you don't need too much help. A little bit of reading, a little bit of insight, and a little bit of knowledge of that area. Well, I shouldn't say a little bit of knowledge, a whole lot of knowledge and understanding about properties, buildings, what energy is, what happens when somebody passes on, and what our most powerful tools are to heal a property and a home. So if you're interested, please join me on this journey. And I know perhaps this may offend a lot of people that are religious. I make no apologies. I was raised Catholic. I say that because I was a child and I didn't know better. Nobody should be forced into a religion. Nobody should be pushed as a child to have one belief over another. Minds are a beautiful thing. Young minds don't need to be shaped and molded and conditioned into that. Knowledge is something that you get every day when you're out there in the world. You don't need fear based knowledge driven into children. And in my opinion, that's what churches do. So I would like to show people how to handle things on their own, how if you believe in God, He did not send a demon to your property. If you believe in a God, he did not send a ghost. And if you don't believe in God, that's fine. I don't. So I know that there was nobody sending a demon or a ghost to somebody's property. And once I explain all this to you, you're going to sit back, you're going to shake your head, and you're going to realize the sensibility in the way that I look at things and the fear based, driven ideology that comes with demons, ghosts, and spirits need not be. So, if you'd like to take a walk into that other parallel, I'd love you to join me. And if you're not able to watch live and you watch it on the rerun, thank you. And I hope you enjoy, and I hope this gives you a better sense of understanding to those things that go bump 24 hours a day that people can't explain.